Got to do something about my squeaky chair. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a minute since we did any MCR. Today we have I'm Not Okay, I Promise, for Mr. Chris Stanton, whose ardent desire to learn this song burned with the fire of 1,000 suns, such to the extent that he felt it prudent to throw some lettuce at Steven. Say thank you, Steven. Steven, that's rude. Thank you, Chris. The first thing you got to do is play an octave chord. That means 2 notes at the same time. In this case, it is a D octave chord. We want the A string 5th fret and the G string 7th fret. Now we enter the land of 3 guitars going at the same time. We'll do the rhythm guitar first. It's going to be a power chord on the A string 5th fret. That's D. Then the same power chord shape on the A string 2nd fret, that's B. Then you don't think of it as the same shape, but it is. We need an E power chord that's open 2-2, starting on your open E string. You just don't need a finger there because that's the end of the world. And then A on the 5th fret of the E string. 2 guitars doing octave chords harmonizing with each other. We'll do the higher one, the one you hear the most, the one they do live, and the one you think about first. And the shape is supposed to be D string 12th fret, B string 15th fret. That's another D octave chord. A whole octave higher than the other octave chord. But this shape, because it's got, 2 frets in between the fingers, and you're trying to keep track of the D string and maintain that shape, that's a little harder for me. So I'm going to play these same 2 notes on the A string 17th fret and the G string 19th fret. Now we're focusing on the A string, which is a little bit more familiar. I will call out the A string frets, and the G string frets, of course, will move along in kind. 17, 12, 10, 9, same thing again. 17, 12, 10, 9, 10, 12, 7, and the last one, 10, 12, 14, 16. And the harmony guy, the one you'd only do if you had 3 guitar players in your My Chemical Romance tribute band, is gonna be, same shape, 5, 4, 7, 4, same thing again, 5, 4, 7, 4, 2, 4, 2, and then the opposite of that, 4, 2, 4. The rhythm guitar for the verse is the same chords as the rhythm guitar for the intro, except a little more palm muty, so karate chop your strings right where they meet the bridge, not too hard, not too soft, not too far this way, not too far that way. It's a feel thing, experiment. Once you get it, you'll have gotten it. D. Much faster, of course. B. E. And A. I'm not a downstroke guy. The lead guitar for the verse, I'm afraid, is a whole nother can of worms, and believe it or not, the first verse and the second verse are different, so let's tackle the first verse first. But first, let's get used to this pattern. Grab your D power chord, and here's our secret language. If we pluck the A string, it is a boom. If we strum the D and the G strings, it is a ta. Just because they're easy to say. Your pattern is 2 booms and a ta, 2 booms and a ta, 1 boom, 1 ta. Boom, boom, ta, boom, boom, ta, boom, ta. Boom, boom, ta, boom, boom, ta, boom, ta. One more time. Boom, boom, ta, boom, boom, ta, boom, ta. You're going to do that pattern twice. Then once more with your pinky finger off and your middle finger taking over on the G string 6th fret. Then one more boom boom ta boom with your pinky finger back where it started. And then a Cincinnati, which means the G string is going to go 6 7 6 7. Cincinnati. So power chord only, but if you've gotten used to that whole meta pattern, the rest of it will be relatively much easier. The second one is going to be over the B power chord, and your ring and pinky fingers stay in the same spot. Your middle finger grabs the E string 7th fret. That's our new boom, and everything else is going to be the same other than which finger is doing what. Your pointer finger is now going to grab the G string 6th fret when your pinky finger comes off. Other than that, completely identical. For the B one. For the E one, the open E string is our new boom. Everything else is exactly the same. For the A1, the open A string is now the boom, and you're going to do the first half the same. But then the G string is going to drop down to the 6th fret, and you're just going to kind of strum the A, D, and G strings into the chorus. What's that, Stephen? You say they already know the chorus because it's the same as the intro. Thanks, Stephen. On to the fabled second verse. Now you're speaking the language. It's going to be boom boom ta, boom boom ta, boom boom ta, boom ta boom, Cincinnati, and the very third ta that you say is going to be with the G string on the 6th fret. So really nice and slow. Boom boom ta, boom boom ta, boom boom ta, boom ta boom, Cincinnati. Do it twice. Ta boom ta, boom ta boom ta boom, Cincinnati. For the D one's just the same as that. Boom boom ta, boom boom ta, boom boom ta boom ta boom, Cincinnati twice. Is on the same rhythm, but on that third ta, instead of being on the G string 6th fret, we're going to be on the G string 9th fret with your pinky fingers. So, boom boom ta, boom boom ta, boom boom ta, boom ta boom, Cincinnati twice. The A1 starts just the same as the E1. The second half is a throwback to the first verse. You're gonna boom boom ta, boom boom ta, boom ta it, and then strum away on that open A string, D string 7th fret, G string 6th fret. So into the second chorus. The chords for the solo section, you're coming out of the chorus, so D, and then B, and then E, and you're wailing away on that A, and it's going to be power chords on the E string. 5, 6, 7, 5, 4, E, 4, 5, 4, 2, E, 2, same as the first one, 7, 5, 4, E, 4, and then chug away on the power chord on the E string 5th fret for the whole section before the tinkly organ section. But I think there's a little bit more in that A chug. I think the rhythm guitar had a time to shine. Grab the octave shape we've been talking about on the E string now, and it's going to go 5, 10, 9, 12, and 15. That 15 is extra cool because it's a G octave chord, and G is the note that makes A7, A7. If you take your A chord and remove your middle finger, you've got an A7 chord, and you've exposed the open G string. Therefore, G is the note that makes A7, A7. So while band is playing A, and rhythm guitar guy is playing that G octave chord, we've got, in the whole context of it, an A7 chord, and I just think that's really cool because it sets up the D really nicely. Nice work, My Chemical Romance. I believe you can take it from there. That was a mission. Thank you so much for being here. Chris, thank you again, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.